Hello there, Scorpio. It is so good to see you again. I'm Mary Sue, and I'm so grateful that you're here. Today we are doing a special reading. This is for our Mars and Gemini transit. This transit actually began on Saturday, August 20th, and it will be with us for the next 7 months until March of 2023. Now, the Mars in Gemini transit is actually a really exciting transit. It usually is only with us for about 7 weeks, and because it's with us for 7 months, it is going to help us to really have the energy, the motivation, the enthusiasm that Mars brings in, the enthusiasm to take action on those things that we are trying to manifest or bring into our life. So it's going to be a very busy 7 months, and your transit, the transit is actually going to be in your eighth house of seduction and intimacy. So this means your love life is going to be very spicy for the next 7 months. You could find yourself, the flip side is you could find yourself a little bit jealous during this time. So it's about recognizing, okay, that jealousy, but also understanding, Scorpio, that you are really, you can play into this house so well. This is your area, and you know, not to worry about the jealousy, you know, that you are so enticing, okay, that there is no reason to worry. Now, the other thing is that Mars actually goes retrograde from October 30th until January 12th. And during that time, you could actually have somebody coming back from the past that wants to rekindle a romantic relationship with you. So just keep that in mind, especially if you're connected with somebody. Okay, so let's get into your reading. I know that was a long intro, but I got all the cards out. And if you're resonating with the message, I'd really appreciate it if you would consider commenting, or subscribing. I really do appreciate all of your support. All right, so you have the scarab beetle spirit. Magic works through you. All right, that is definitely your seductive powers coming through, Scorpio. You, the magic of, you know, we think of seduction just with, you know, like physical intimacy or sex. But the other thing is that, you know, seduction is also the way that we relate to all other, you know, beings, and the way that we can use our charisma in order to entice people into our world and to also bring in their energy in order to manifest what it is that we want, perhaps, you know, in your career sector or something like that. It doesn't have to do with sex. It's just you're going to be very alluring at this time. People are going to want to be around your energy. They're going to want to, you know, do things with you. So it's a great time for business opportunities, career advancements, you know, even real estate, any kind of negotiations. You're going to be on top of your game during this time. And then divine matrix. Yeah, I feel like you have something really coming in very special at this time. It's almost like you're a magnet at this time, you know, attracting in the energies that you're looking for. Okay, so we have angels of the 4 directions. Your angels are protecting you at this time. And we have come to the edge. This is like the Fool card. You know, I think you may be switching gears, and it does not have to be in a romantic connection. I think you're kind of switching gears in your life after a time of like holding on to certain, you know, to me, this is a little bit of holding on to dreams around, you know, family, home, financial stability, but it's kind of like holding it really tight. I feel like you're kind of like, okay, I think I can look at this in a different way. You know, maybe it doesn't have to be exactly the way I thought I used to think. You know, it's almost like opening your horizons. You see how the angel, the energy is going out? I feel like you're opening your horizons to what it is that you really and truly want. Okay, so, oh my goodness, yeah. So let's take a look at your present energy. Really lovely. Courage. Having the strength and the courage to go after the things that your heart really and truly desires. The Queen of Wands is very confident, business savvy, very seductive, very charismatic. She walks into a room and everybody wants to be with her, right? This is very much your energy in this Mars and Gemini transit. And because you are in that extremely confident energy, okay, you are attracting in, you know, the milk and honey is the 10 of cups. You're attracting in everything that it is that you are wishing and hoping for. And now it's really just about stepping into having the courage to see it through is the message that I'm getting. So let's go ahead and clarify this. Yeah, I see 3 of Pentacles on the bottom. I feel like you're bringing in other people that can help you to, you know, for some of you, I feel like this is business. It could be a business situation where you're bringing in other people that can help you. A sense of networking is really what I have. 10 of Cups, Star, the Moon, King of Pentacles. Wow. Okay, financial stability, wealth. This is also, you know, the epitome of head of household, good spouse. After a time of carrying a lot of burdens and everything, it's going to work out. People are going to want to work together in this situation because we have the 10 of Cups. Once again, you have the 10 of Cups twice starting out on this reading. 10 of Cups. Looking at what it is that you're wishing and dreaming for, right? And I feel like for some of you, this is also a sense of family. So you could be trying to, you know, coming back to this 4 of Pentacles, holding on to some dream around family, home, financial stability. There's this sense of, yes, I can get this. The Aquarius energy here, the Star card, is your wishes and dreams coming true. After a long time of not sure, the path was kind of dark and murky. You know, you didn't have the clear path in your mind. I think you were you were needing the courage to go down this path because the path was dark and you couldn't see the path. It's almost as if, I feel like it's interesting because the moon and the stars come out at night. It's almost as if in the middle of the night, you get the idea, right? And especially with the angels here, you get the idea about how you can tweak something or go in a new direction that will quickly bring in the 10 of Cups. You could have been trying a different tactic, right? And then with this Mars and Gemini, it's almost like you regain your confidence in yourself about how you can bring in what it is that you're trying to manifest. You could have gone through a period where you were trying things, but things weren't really working, right? And you may have lost your confidence a little bit. And now all of a sudden it's like, bang. Like, I really feel like it's almost like an epiphany in the middle of the night. If you don't keep a dream journal, you may really want to keep a dream journal during this transit, during this 7 months, because I feel as if you are, you know, really going to be getting some, you know, downloads or information from your spirit guides and your angels about how to proceed in a certain situation that you are trying to manifest. You know, you're putting it out there. So let's take a look at your area of resistance or your obstacle over these 7 months. Now keep in mind, Scorpio, this is what you are going to overcome over these 7 months. So we have great gratitude, no place like home. Once again, the home is coming up, and 9 of Pentacles. Okay, so, you know, I'm going with these 2 cards first. There's a sense of wanting something there. The home is really coming out in this reading. So, you know, you could have wanted a certain type of house. You could have wanted to move to a new location. You could have wanted to renovate your home. You could have wanted to add to your home or your family. So, starting a family, or, adding to your family, getting married, somehow increasing your family. There's also this sense of solitude, of feeling like I'm doing this alone. You could have been single during this time. You could still be single, because we have the Nine of Pentacles here. It's a sense of having freedom and independence. But I feel like there's part of you that is really, because the Ten of Cups is people coming together and celebrating, right? It's the family. See the family underneath there, underneath the Rainbow of Cups. So I feel as if for some of you, you have kind of mastered being single or independent. And now it's kind of like this energy of, I want to work with others. There's a sense of changing. I feel like, once again, because you have come to the edge, it's kind of like changing your mind. Interesting, because Pisces had a little bit of that energy of changing their mind about what it is that they really wanted. You could have for a very long time said, I really just want to be single, have my own financial stability, be independent. Or you could have been, well, I'm okay being in a relationship, but I don't want to give up anything of my own life. And now I think you're focusing on, well, I'm really grateful for everything that I have. I think you're coming into a greater sense of gratitude, and almost like a sense of, I want to share what I have, instead of, this is a little bit of an energy of, I'm going to hold on. Once again, I'm going to hold on to all of my money. And now it's almost like a sense of, I'd like to share. You see how, she's there and the birds are all around her. It's kind of like, okay, I have bird seed and I want to share it with all of you. Okay, so let's clarify this. I'm coming back to the scarab beetle. They want to come back to this. It says that magic works through you. I feel like that is part of it, is that you're understanding. There could be this part of you that felt like, well, I'm just, she has birds too. Birds are very, very prominent in this. There could have been a little bit of this energy of, people annoy me, so I'm just going to sit with the birds. There's almost this energy of holding yourself back from other people, because this is a really strong energy here. Holding, here's the fence. I'm on my side of the fence. You stay on your side of the fence. It's almost like barriers. You may have had a lot of barriers up. And that is really because of pain and trauma that we've had previously, right? So we put these barriers up to protect ourselves, to protect our own heart. But I feel like that is part of it. You're understanding, wait a minute, why do we have to have this barrier here? I don't have to necessarily give everything I have away, but there is this sense of, I can share. And it's not just sharing resources or money. It's also sharing of yourself, your love, your sense of the world, the magic that you have. You could have created something very magical for yourself, right? And you're kind of like holding on to it. No, I'm not sharing this. And now you're kind of like, wait a minute, why this is really no fun. It's kind of like, somebody that makes, like a lot of money, or wins the lottery or something. It's really fun to think of all the things that you can buy with it. But if at the end of the day, you have nobody to share them with, it's almost as if, well, what's the fun in that, right? It's more fun if you can share it. And I feel like that is what, yeah. Oh my gosh, the Nine of Cups. You have so much happiness. Okay, so what you're kind of releasing or overcoming this next 7 months. You have the Devil card here, Capricorn energy. But you have the Seven of Pentacles. Okay, so the Capricorn is very much a hard worker. Okay, Capricorns are known to be super hard working, and that they really value themselves for working hard and how much money they make. They almost you know, like every sign has pros and cons. Capricorns is that they put a lot of value into how much money they make. They see their own worth in how hard they work and how much money they make. I feel like, you know, you may have been for some time, especially with this Nine of Pentacles, in that same energy of, you know, my worth is tied up to how hard I work or how much money I'm making. It's almost this energy of identifying with your money or with what you have, to the point where it's almost as if I don't want to share it with anybody, right? It's mine. It's almost, I'm feeling a little bit, my neighbor, she has a 2-year-old that is kind of going through the, you know, what we call the terrible twos, but you know, to me, they're so adorable. And everything is mine, you know, it does not matter what it is, you know, it could be, you know, a dead frog and it'd be like mine, you know, everything's mine. It's almost like there's been this little bit of a 2-year-old inside of you that has been kind of like mine. Underneath that, we had the Page of Pentacles. Yeah, I planted this seed. I grew this, you know, career or business or whatever. I created something, and so it's mine. You know, I tended to this, so it's mine. I'm not sharing. We have the Devil energy under here again. Understanding that you were kind of attached to that, but also trying to balance it out now. I feel like there's a little bit more of a balance of understanding that when you share it, okay, you share your resources, it is going to bring you a sense of joy. Whereas I feel like in the past, you could have felt, I worked so hard for this. Nobody's getting any of it, right? It was a mindset that you were in, that you were overcoming, and you have the Devil twice, right? So I feel like it was, you were kind of attached to some idea about the money that you were making or how hard you were working, or identifying with your work, or linking, I should say, your worth to how much money you were making. And now you have the Two of Cups. Now this can be a love connection, especially since this is in your 8th house, right? It could be a love connection coming in, but I also feel it's almost a change in yourself. It's something that you're working on over these 7 months of not, okay, identifying your worth with how much you own or how hard you work, but how much you love, how generous and loving you are to others. Okay, so let's take a look at your advice, the honoring path. Part of this, I feel, is that you are, I think you had a reading somewhat like this, Scorpio, a while ago. When you are in the energy of really connecting to how much money you are making, your worth is connected to, you know, how much coins you have, or how much material things you have. The thing is that you start to get up into your head, right? It becomes very ego driven. We've all been there, right? I mean, we all go through these phases where we're really looking at how much money am I being paid, or am I, you know, bringing in my business or something like that. But the problem is that when we're focused on money, it's really fear driven. Our fears are driving us to, you know, to evaluate our worth by how much money we have. This is the transit that I think you are making over these next 7 months, is that you're understanding that your path, we're not here to make money, right? Now, that does not mean that you are not, you know, I mean, part of the spiritual path is to be able to enjoy this life. And in order to enjoy this life, okay, to do traveling or have the home that you want, or to have the family, you know, to provide for your family, it does take money, right? We're not meant to be paupers when we're here. But there is also this soul's purpose that is in our heart area, our soul. It's not in our head. I feel like you've been somewhat in your head about money, about being focused on making money or how much money you have. Then suddenly it's kind of like, wait a minute, this money isn't really bringing me that much joy. The other thing is that when we're focused on money, there's never enough. It's kind of like, you know, oh, I made this, you know, I set a goal. I'll be happy if I make this much money, right? Then you make that much money and it's kind of like, oh, well, that's not enough. I got to make more, right? And you're coming into this energy of, wait a minute, what I really want to do is help people or heal others or create, to use my gifts and talents to bring love and joy and healing to others. When you make that switch, then you're creating from your heart instead of this energy of, I have to create so other people will buy, okay, or use whatever it is that I am creating. So you're kind of in this energy of only trying to create in order to make money. When you create for the love of creating, when you create in order to bring joy and love and healing to others, there's a bigger picture there. There's so much more joy. All of a sudden, the money does come in. Okay, the universe provides when you are creating out of love, right? The money still comes in, but there's this energy of, oh my goodness, my life feels so much more fulfilled. When we're just chasing money, we don't feel fulfilled. And that's what you are doing here. You're deciding that, you know what, my heart has been broken here. My heart hasn't felt fulfilled because I have had a mindset of focusing on money instead of focusing on my path. And you're leaving it behind. Because I feel like for some of you, you may have been going through a period of working really hard, but not feeling fulfilled in your heart space, not feeling like your work really counts for anything, right? And now you're leaving that behind because you're understanding, oh, my focus was just on the wrong thing. It was on how much money I was bringing in instead of how much joy and love I am sending out to the world. Okay, so let's clarify this, and then we're going to pull a soul truth card to see any other messages that Spirit may have for you. Yeah, look at this. Yeah, seeing clearly now that you have to go a little bit it's not that you have to change your career. Some of you may, but it's really, it's a switch in your head, right? It's about, oh, I'm not going to worry so much about how much I'm making. I'm really going to focus more on the person that I am creating for. And this brings in your Nine of Cups. You're wishing, you're hoping, you know, the wise one, the hermit energy is the wise one, you know, has the lantern there, is lighting the way for others. I feel like you go through this transit. For some of you, you may have started a business. It was doing well, but you were focused on how much money it was making, right? You went through this time period, or you may go through this time period where you understand, wow, I'm not, you know, because you have the dark thoughts under here. And it's kind of like, wow, I'm making all this money, but I'm not really happy. And then you focus more, you keep the same business, but you focus more on the customer or the client or whoever you're creating for. And it shifts your entire energy. So not only are you making money, but you're also feeling fulfilled. I think for some of you, you may actually then change or expand your business to help other people. I feel like you become a teacher. This is part of your honoring path, is to teach others to create from their hearts instead of for the money or the, you know, the rewards of whatever it is that they're working on. Really interesting energy, because then it's almost this energy of, I don't have to sit here and hold on to all of my money. My worth isn't, you know, part of what I own. It's really about the good, the healing, the helping that I am doing for the collective. Wow. Really interesting there. Okay, so we're going to pull a soul truth card to close this out. Am I consistently showing up? Some trade their dreams for comfort, yet comfort is the enemy of progress. Success requires showing up every single day, even when you don't feel like it, and even when it feels uncomfortable. It takes guts and an endless vision to stay consistent to your dream. Journal where you can be more consistent in your life in alignment with your soulful goals, and then show up. So I'm going to put that up there, so you can maybe take a snapshot of that. I feel like you do have a dream here. I think your dream really is centered around happiness in a family situation, building a happy family, building a happy home. For some of you, you could have fallen into the notion, okay, that in order to have that, you also had to have riches. So you may have grown up in a family where perhaps there wasn't a lot of money. So you feel like, oh my goodness, you know, if I have a lot of money, then my family will be happy because, you know, we didn't have a lot of money when I was growing up, and maybe your family wasn't happy, right? Or it could have been the opposite, you know, but it's kind of this energy of recognizing that it's not about how much money the family has. It's about how much love the family has. It's not about how many things you own, or perhaps even how big the house is or how fancy the car is, right? It's really about, well, at the end of the day, when we're sitting around the dinner table, do we enjoy each other's company? You know, it's that type of energy. Wow, Scorpio, really lovely, lovely reading. I think there's a good message here for all of us. I also do personal readings. If you're interested, the link is in the description box below. I'd really be honored to do a reading for you. And I wish you much love and light in this situation, all your situations. And I hope to see you again really soon. Bye for now.